Hi, I am Silvio and this is part 9 of my 2025 Christmas Village full tutorial series. Part 9, the part where it is mandatory to test if I can roll some train on top of the elevated track supports I have behind me. A locomotive, a tender, some cars, some wagons. I still don't know, but it is time and I will start with that, absolutely. I think it will take me some more time to adjust some little how the track and then to adjust the locomotive and the wagons, the cars to the tracks. Maybe not all my cars, not all my wagons will fit on that railroad, especially because I will need to change, to modify the locomotive in the next weeks. Then guys, time to start a new task, as if I already hadn't 20,000 tasks open. It is time to show you, to start showing you what I have in mind for the center, almost the center. The blank space, the empty space I have between the main street here and the wall that separate the main street from the industrial slash commercial section, and then it will be a good amount of work, that maybe a new building here, a new small building. I don't know if I will have time to model it in the next days. Maybe yes, if I do some tricks, but already told you too much. Let's get intensively into the matter of the train there.
Train's about to roll into the bay. Such a good time having you by my side. It was such good times, baby, with you by my side. When my work is done, we go back to having fun. Honey, baby, I've been on the road for so long. I'm begging you, please don't get me wrong. It's you.
Well, guys, I need to start working on a new type of stairs that will be between the left side of the layout, the wall you have seen me putting there, delimiting the industrial slash commercial side from the main street. I have a big giant hole there, and from that stair I will start climbing up, trying to reach behind the railroad supports and getting towards the station that will be behind, so up and behind the actual supports, but I'm not there yet. And for that stair I have in mind something strange, something crazy. Once again, large, giant, yes, why, I don't know. I want the extreme, I think. I always want the extreme. So I will start, and I will try to mix old school with a new school. Old school is what I used to do before the addition of my 3D printers. How useful they are, you know by now, following the past 3 seasons. Oh man, if they are useful, very, very useful. But you also need an effort on learning 3D modeling. But that said, they are very useful. Again, what you can have in mind, old school was pure styrofoam. I used to build everything with styrofoam, with my extruded 9mm thick styrofoam panels, white styrofoam panels. And I'm not here to make a list of whatever I built during the years, the seasons, but I built a lot of things using that styrofoam. Time consuming, yes, extremely time consuming, 10 times slower than modeling and then 3D printing. By the way, I modeled everything on my computer, even when I was only building everything using a styrofoam. So the 3D modeling part was still there. I simply switched from using a technique that allow me to get the result I want using X time, and a new technique that allow me to get the same result in X divided by 10 times. 10 times faster, okay? I simply need to model, then to say print it, okay, to the 3D printer. That's technology, helping people getting what they need in less time and effortless as possible. Let's continue, please, let's continue. So I will integrate new technique. I have modeled a giant thing with my PC, and I will mix old school, some parts of old school, some parts of styrofoam, and some part of cobblestone pavement print on paper, on thick paper, and I will try to get a result for what I have in mind. I already told you it will be a twin stair, but instead of a twin stair getting up here, up there, so let me take a quick paper. Last time you seen a twin stair from me was a step getting up from one side, joining something, then getting down from the other side. And this is a twin stairs because it is the stairs that goes up from one side and goes down from the other side. So twin, you can climb up from one side and from the other side. You know, I always sketch quickly with my pencil, etc., everything, because I'm not there to go straight and forward getting. That's why I model with my 3D software and not by hand, sketching twin stairs. And that was the stairs with here in the middle on the ground floor, the Poseidon fountain. It was in 2020, I think. I don't know. I don't remember. The year with the season with the Greek statues section. Okay. That said, I will go once again with a twin stair. Okay. Why I'm not using what it is already there from Limax, guys? Let me talk quickly about this product. It is one of those top seller products from Limax since 2018. They sell tons of those stairs because those are stairs, guys, and they sell a ton of them. When they first came out on the market, I bought, I think, 10 of those. Inside you will find 6 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps, and a side to be used or to be considered as and rail, etc. And with some flowers inside, but everyone involved in Christmas villaging knows this product by hand. It has been used many times, and it is the standard design. Everyone use trying to duplicate this without buying this using styrofoam, no matter if extruded or expanded. It is the standard. So this design have been replicated, duplicated many times. And the side is a wall, a carved, irregular stone wall, okay, from each side, very flat because this is factory produced, obviously, and with some carving also in the stones, etc. So this has been multiplied, I don't know, millions of times, hundreds of millions of times. The problem is that the width 6.5 centimeters, so almost the same height of a figurine, okay, by 5 centimeters, with the steps that goes depth 9 millimeters, up 9 millimeters, similar to my styrofoam. So they went 9 millimeters up, 9 millimeters depth, etc. 6 by 9 millimeters equals 5.4 centimeters. Yes, 5.4 centimeters. A little less this one, it is 5.2 to 5.3. Okay, because it is here between 8 and 9 millimeters. Anyway, 5 centimeters plus the lateral addition, it is 6 millimeters, almost 6 centimeters tall. So with these stairs, you can only climb 6 centimeters at a time, 6 centimeters level each time. And if you want to climb more, 6 more centimeters, you need to put a support behind this. you need to cut some styrofoam or something to get to these 8 here, then add another stair there to increase and get 12 centimeters or 10 centimeters of 8 of the stair. Don't tell me you haven't used these or get inspired by these for your stairs, because it is impossible. Now, why I have used them one season to 1.5 seasons since 2018, maybe less. Maybe I bought them and never used them. Let me get in touch with you with what has been made from the early ages when humanity started to build stairs, keeping in mind the physiology we have, the structure we have, our foot, and the way the feet we have are structured. So how we are built, how the human body is built, and how they managed to get the proper stairs done. From the side, a stair is done like this. Let me get the floor. Let me get the floor there. Like that. Then we go up, dip, up, dip, up, dip, up, dip, etc., etc., etc. Never, no one, nessuno, person has ever done a stair getting 9 millimeters in 8 and 9 millimeters in depth. Each time you go up and then you go deep, it isn't a cube, because of the dimension of our body, of our feet. It has always been between going up 12 to 19 centimeters to go up, guys. And let me do this between also in inches, between 5 and 7 inches, and going deep between, let's say, 28 and 35 centimeters. That is, I think, between 11 and 14 inches. That has been the rule. That has been the rule for millennia. Please take a ruler, take a measure tape, and go measure your steps if you have a stair nearby. It hasn't been 9 by 9. It has always been almost 9 by 18. Or let's take Let's take something in the middle there, 6 to 12, 6 inches up, 12 inches depth, 13 to 26. It isn't correct because it is a little more than the double, but let's accept that up is half the distance you need to travel in depth. That's the rule. That's a fact. There are variations, but the up will never go under 12, never go up 19. Our feet are like that, even with big boots. Even if we are wearing big giant boots. So no more than 19 centimeters. 19 centimeters is like that, okay? And that's not the depth of your feet. That is the height of your feet, okay? 19 centimeters, it's huge for feet, even with big boots. So 12, it is another way. So minimum 12, and it is the standard. Then we go 28 centimeters in depth, because as we know, our feet are longer than taller. It is how we are built. It has never been 9 by 9. If I go up 12, I go depth 12. My feet will not fit inside. It will hit the stairs. Sorry guys if I'm getting a little disturbed by this, but they didn't think what they were doing. It is physical impossible to get there. With a stair in this case, you only have half a foot, getting your weight against the floor. You aren't balanced, you risk to fall down. That's why this, for me, is attractive, yes, but it is nonsense, it is crazy. But it is the only and one way, the only one effective way to get a stair, one by one. Quickest, steepest stair possible, but impossible that a human body can get there. So it is fictional. I don't like those things to be fictional. I understand it is done for space, for not wasting space, but no stair at all are one by one, never been that. Minimum 1 by 2 in depth. They take much more space in depth than in height. They needed to be there, such there. And if you want to get 1 by 1, the difficulty to climb such stairs, it is giant, enormous. So, sorry for the divagation here, for getting nowhere. But why such products? I kept them for remembering me where I will never want to go. But they are useless. I spent money on something I can't do. Yes, I know, I am hearing you. You are extreme. You are saying you are so extreme. No. It is the same thing as using small figurines with some buildings and not getting all the figurines at the same scales and all the buildings at the same scales. It is correct if you speak on an industrial, in a factory manner. It is unfair for each buyer. It is unfair. It is unfair. The politics from each and single one of the manufacturer is spend the less possible to get a result that people will buy, that the buyers will buy. Unfortunately, I'm in that procedures every time for my job. Well, let's forget my job. One by one, no, impossible. So that's why with my stairs, I always went one by two. I always went 9 millimeters by 18 millimeters, or in my case, for being correct, I always went 9 millimeters by 20 millimeters. So a little less than, sorry guys, 1 centimeters by 2 centimeters. And that is correct. We are in the middle. 12, 19, 12, 28, 13, 29, 30. Okay, a little more in depth than in 8. But not just simply 1 millimeters or 1/4 of an inch. They need almost to be more than double. Okay, my stairs are not, because I should have gone 12 by 28. I'm not. So 9 by 20, limitless. Yes, limitless, but it is good like that. Extreme, not standard, but good. That said, guys, let me check the camera. I will start by the longest thing. I will go with some styrofoam I pre-cut. I have 4 pieces of them, sorry, for each dimensions, because I will make 4 stairs. But let me take one for each I will use, like that. Hope to get everything there. 3 and 4. And let's reverse this the other way, because it is the opposite way. So my stairs will be 8 centimeters in width, and they get an 8. And the minimum for reaching the 8 I want is 12 centimeters. So let me reason by that, and before getting to it, let me show you what my stairs will be once everything will be glued together, because I will glue this, and no, I will not use a super glue or resin glue, because with a styrofoam it will be a disaster, because for curing they make a heat reaction that will melt everything. So my stair will be like that once positioned, and each piece will be 9 millimeters by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4.5 5.4 centimeters, okay, towards 5.4. 9 millimeters multiplied by 6 equal 54, so 5.4 centimeters. Okay, I will use 4 of them. I will make 4 of them. I will not use these as it is, because it is too new, and I always age my styrofoam, and maybe you have seen it, but I will go back to 101, because it has been some season I haven't made stairs. too new, too perfect, too factory, I will need to age, to damage a little my styrofoam. For doing that, the best way you can find is something foil in your kitchen, okay, and you can go this way. It is useless to age all the surface. You simply need to age what will be visible the last 2 centimeters, because I always went 2 centimeters from one step to another. 9 millimeters, 2 centimeters, so 9 millimeters by 20 millimeters, okay, and once glued together they will be like that. So you only need to age a little more than 2 centimeters. So each time I will go and age this, because a stair may be old, and once painted you will see every and single one of the seams of the steps, because this was a stone, etc. And this is an effective way to age everything, but I'm not the first one using this technique. I will not be the last one to use this technique. Just don't forget to age even the 8 of the steps like that. These need to be changed frequently because it tends to flat. If you have at your disposal a solid piece of rock, these I found these on a riverbed, etc., with not too pointy angles, not too pointy corners, but a very rough surface. It is better, but because it will last forever, and you will not and it is more effective to do like that, and it will last even if you scratch it and you remove a little piece, it will be good like that. It will last maybe this has been on earth for 2 millennia. No, it has been on earth since the beginning, so this little piece of rock has millions of years. This one will be used in half an hour. You will need to dispose of it, but the and the rock, the little piece of rock, it's will never be damaged by the styrofoam. Okay, guys, so this is a cube, so 8 by 8, so no matter where you decide to go, and I always do this to age, to damage a little. Once painted, this will be extremely effective. No right corner, a little rounded corner, and then I will, once painted, this will be absolutely different from using some standard not aged styrofoam. This is 8 by 6, so I will always need to damage the 6th, the 8, okay, the 8, and I will not show you for each and single one of the 4 different stairs. I will only make one of each, then you will see the final result once done. I know this is 101, but working with a styrofoam, it has always been a good solution for me. 6, then I will go with the 4th, and this is half. I will need to go. It is more difficult to manage the small pieces than the big ones. It has always been like that. Let me do some scratching like that. Let me check these also. Sometimes I can go this way. I don't want to use a blade to do this, but rough like that. And using this technique, you will not have one step similar to another. They will always be all different. This one completely, because it is 2 centimeters, the top one, it has always been like that, completely, and the roughness maximum it is here, top. This is useful if you don't want to have a stair with the aspect, I'm just being made and I will ever be like that, like those ones. They didn't think to do some damaging. This is good, guys. This is good from the side. Well done like that. So this is interesting. The most important thing appearance is this one with the carved stone wall there. But this, not interesting at all. Now, guys, damage even the last one. Old and damaged. Let me start doing this. I will use some polyvinylic glue, so PVA glue. This is the standard glue I've always used when working with styrofoam. If I want to get it done, it will only take minimum 4 hours to get cured, because with PVA glue it is effective, yes, but it takes so much time to cure, and it is a white glue, non-toxic. It can be a mess, but it is absolutely non-toxic. Then a brush, not too much damage the first one. Like that. Then I will not use the glue on everything, especially because it is like that. So you have 2 choices: to get the glue there or to get under the next step. This time I will go under the next step, and the next step will be I simply use a brush to get an even layer of glue, and you don't need to exaggerate it, okay guys, because PVA glue, it is effective, and the less you use, the quickest it will cure. Then you will apply it on it, keeping in mind that you must be as effective as possible, and if you want to go precisely at 90 degrees, you simply need to use another block to support everything, to get everything connected. It will tend to move, to slide, so you need to be quick, and then it will be effective. So the next one, the same thing. I will use the glue like that. Don't worry, you don't need to use some gloves with this type of glue. It's non-toxic, non-dangerous. You simply need to get rid of it once cured, if you have some on your fingers. Once again from each side, in order to get it aligned. like that. Next one. I will not fast forward this because it is a simple technique, and then the steps are not 12,000 steps. I don't have 12,000 steps to do. And simply remember to wash immediately after the brush, or to put it for some minutes in some water, then wash it, because otherwise it will be damaged. By the glue. Because they detach so easily. It's not the cutted, oh yes, this one cutted by me, This one is the perfectly vertical. Let me check if I don't have some steps that are misaligned. Anyway, this is styrofoam, so okay, first one, let's say it is done. It doesn't need to be perfect. Look guys, almost the same height. This one is a little taller with the 9 cm, but look at the depth, guys. This is how it has to be structured, stair. Keep in mind that I'm using the same 9mm of those steps that are made for Lemax figurines. They are in scale. The 8 is in perfectly scale with the figurines, so 9mm. Okay, but this is the way stairs should be. Okay, having the possibility of both steps to get fixed, both feet to get on the stair. Okay, this is, but I understand if these take 5 centimeters in depth, these take 12 centimeters in depth, more than double. But a stair need to be a minimum elegant, a minimum watchable that way. Double the depth than the 8 minimum. Okay guys, this said, let me do the other 3, then I will continue with something more. Good guys. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I will wait some hours before using them. Let me continue to show you on a temporal assembling where I will go with those one on a huge mega structures once again. Let me do some space. Let me place those away, and I will get what I will need. But first, I don't have wasted too much glue this time. I will put this on some water to avoid it, and that's why you have some rusting there, because I place this on water each time I've finished using it. Then I will soon get back. Good. Let's hope not to do a mess. I will do an assembly now, but not final assembly, so I will not glue anything together. I will not use double-sided tape, simply because all I will show you needs to be in the next minutes. All I will show you in the next minutes will need to be assembled once painted, simply because it is a huge structure. I couldn't paint it in one piece. Okay, let me start from this piece, guys, that I marked left, and I will explain to you why I went new new technology, new school and old school. You are seeing something that is already revealing here, this all here. I made such a design, such a complex design, keeping in mind that I wanted this to be old and aged, and you can see that I used some pattern there. Maybe I can approach the camera. Where it is visible, where the sides are visible or whatever will be visible, have this pattern here, guys, this wall, stone wall, and it is not flat as this one is, because this, guys, is completely flat. Okay, here completely flat. This one is a stone wall. Yes, it is. Let me get this closer, like that. But it is not flat, it is protruding. I don't know the best way to show you this. Maybe with this angle here. It is not flat. Some stones are protruding more than others. And no, I not modeled a single one. As I explained to you, ZBrush is a software 3D modeling I use for my figurines, but it can also be useful to add walls to what I model in Rhino or in Blender, and this brush has a pattern that create the walls like that in this way, and adding that. So it is an effective way to do it. This is the first part of the section I will be using, and yes, I've also tried to use the same pattern there, but instead of going with pure 90 degrees corner there, very dangerous, I went to some corners that are rounded corners where possible. Okay, and this is the first part. You are seeing that I put some keys. Those keys will be important to continue the structure like this, guys, and you will see from the side that I have a wall even there. Let me do a quick assembly there using some mask tape. Let me go as close as possible there, and then I will use it is not that thick, so it will not damage anything when trying this. And I will also go this way to increase the stability, guys. And once again here the wall, wow, impossible with such light. The stone wall is there, modeled and etc. Obviously inside it is empty as always, guys, because I'm not that crazy to waste some more. Here I have a little hole, but don't worry, it will not be visible. Then the interesting part will start now, and this is only the left side of the structure. I will add this part here, guys, that it is half of a rounded wall with the same exact pattern, like that. It is visible with the same exact pattern. And tell me, with Limax props, if you could have achieved this. And this will go like that. Will go like that. Let me assemble even this side here. This took me 4 hours to model it. Yes, 5 hours. Let's say 5 hours. The most difficult part was to get everything cutted correctly for the 3D printer to 3D print. Why I cut this simply? Because this is too huge to 3D print in one single way. Remember that the print bed normally generally are between 20 and 22 centimeters in are squared 20 within 20 and 22. Nowadays they tend to go standard 3D printers to 26, but this is much more giant structure than 22 centimeters by each side. Let me get also these together. I will need to press there a little more. So I even made some holes there. There are holes that get from down here to there in order to get the wires for the street lamps. And this gap here is intended, guys, in order if I wanted to add something, some other wires that is intended, but this will not be visible. And I will also assemble, guys, with the same principle, the right side, guys. Imagine how huge it is, this structure. Same pattern where visible. I added some of the stone wall pattern there. The keys will help me get everything stick together with no problem. These, guys, I can understand that this part here could be done with old school, and also this part here could be done. Simply need a cube, a parallelepiped there, another one there, assembled together. And that's sorry, guys. That's exactly how I proceeded. I modeled a big, and maybe from this side you can understand better. I modeled this rectangle here. Then I have extruded up this, so I have elevated it up until this height here. Then I added this L-shaped form there and elevated it in order to have those deep. So this could have been achieved even with standard styrofoam techniques, but not the walls, guys. Not the stone wall like that. Couldn't be achieved. Yes, you could achieve something like that, or flat and carve the stones or the bricks if you want into the styrofoam, or you can go as I used to go with some little bricks having different age, different thickness. I can show you, give me just some seconds. So guys, I was talking about bricks like those ones that have a different thickness, that I cut myself into the styrofoam at different height. Then I use these old school machine to age every single bricks, because I will get this. It is very loud procedure, sorry, and placing the bricks against, gluing them against the walls. Extremely time consuming, so it could have been done even this way. not as effective as this technique here. So the real part impossible to do or very hard to achieve with a standard styrofoam is a perfect circle this tall. In order to get the structure connected together like this, guys, and you are certainly, maybe if I remove and get everything on the same page there, this will be impossible to show you. I hope you can see, but the round part there, that will be the most difficult to assemble, even if I added some keys. Once painted these, let me try to turn, oops, sorry for the camera, to turn these a little more. And to go like this, and like this, okay? It doesn't stick because it hasn't support from the other side, but it was in order to let you see. By the way, I can also show you it like that, inclined, a little inclined like that, guys. The very difficult structure here was to achieve this rounded get there. And this, guys, it is huge, as always it is. Let me measure it for you. I don't have my, so up until here, and it is not horizontal, as I can see. 30 centimeters here, and then 26, it is 56 centimeters wide by more than that, 40 centimeters in depth. Okay, it is a huge structure, guys, but those will be my twin stairs. I will have some action here in the middle, I will have some other things there, and also I will have actions there on those levels. And I managed to get, this is the level where the rest of the buildings will be behind. So this will also be something I will use as natural fences, okay? Natural fences for everything I wanted to add on top of it, and it is normal not to have like that here, because I wanted to add something flat on this surface here. Okay, guys, so that's how I will proceed, guys. They are not yet ready, but guys, those need to be placed inside. They will need to be a little filed, because I went these not exactly 8 in order to keep them together. It is 7.85, so they will need to get a little more, a little filed, but those will go inside here, guys. Okay, once they will be cured. Why I went these? In order to not have them slip away, okay? So placing them there in the middle, the stairs, I wanted to avoid them to get off. Instead of gluing them, I will try to go as as precise as possible inside, and these would be the two stairs that I will have here and there, also there. I hope everything is the same. Even here I have 7.85, 7.9. Those are 8. Those are precisely 8 centimeters, so they will need to be filed a little in order to get inside here. Sorry, the structure is giant in order to get inside. I will not force them right now because they are still drying out, but this is where the stairs will go, old school and new school. Guys, another crazy structure from me. I wanted to have something like that. Huge, giant, and that's why it is impossible to achieve with standard styrofoam, because no single cutting table, styrofoam cutting table, and no single way to go exactly vertical at 90 degrees and having this measure here. But if you model this in one piece, then you cut each piece precisely where you need to cut it and get it 3D printed. You can achieve what you need to achieve there. And that's why I went this way. Maybe I can force it without filing it, because styrofoam will sweep inside. Maybe I can enlarge, because this can be enlarged a little, but this will be a good effect. And I will show you something that is almost complete, not completely done, in the next minutes, but I will not have time to paint. This will take me at least 20 hours to paint and to finish it, but I wanted this to be there, and to be my new twin stairs. Buildings there, buildings everywhere. In the back there will continue the buildings there. So it will be at this level all the other buildings. Here in the middle something, I will add something, and I will show you in the next minutes what I will place here in the middle, what it is my intention. I don't know if the result will be good, but, and maybe I will add something more around the border there. But this is my huge structure for my next twin stairs. Now guys, some hours later, I have filed a little bit those stairs there. Let me check if everything is visible. I hope so. So let me try forcing a little more. Yes, they will get inside like that. Let me do the same thing there. Then here, and last one I will get here this sliding very well. Okay guys, so this, but first of all let me mark those. It will not come out. Yes, so left down there and right up. So the stairs are there. Let me get a little closer like that. You can see, yes. I'm checking the monitor, sorry guys. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Last season I made those new Victorian type of fences and I modeled three types. I modeled the corner one, I modeled a straight long one, and I modeled a straight short one. Okay, but I don't like using like that, two of them, etc., etc., etc. So instead, this season I modeled a very long one. If this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars inside, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bars. And by pure chance, guys, no, I'm joking, I made the exact calculations to get there. Now they will not stick because I haven't placed everything together. I will have one fence from each side like that here, and then obviously from the other side too. Oops, they are falling down. I will need to use some double-sided tape to get them there, obviously before I need to paint them. The first 5 of them here, you have a 4, I have a 5th one already made. Oops, I broke this one. Sorry guys, I broke that one. But it will be like that. So here some space here for a bench, something else. But this is a new type of twin stair. Here I can accommodate some flowers, some little trees. I don't know right now. Here on top there will be continuity of the level, etc. But those two fences will allow me to get people and life even in the middle between the two stairs. Okay, and I've made the tour of this, far from being finished, far from being painted, etc. Now let me get everything out and let me show you, if I can, what I have intention to put there in the middle there. Okay, but I will need a space to work, so I will need to push that away. Be back right now. Let's continue about that new twin stairs. In the middle of that arc, I will use one of the motors I have introduced, of the electric motors I have introduced you last season, and those are the electric motors I have used last season. Very powerful, working at 3, 6, 9 and 12 volt. You can see all the cogs, all the movements that will multiply the movement. So I want to use one of those electric motors, very tiny, to make some movement, obviously, because as you teach me, movement is one of the most important thing to add to every Christmas village, even if every single one of the figurine has always been fixed, for except some exceptions. It is important to add some movement, especially to attract viewer attention. Okay, I will use this motor inside this little container here, and maybe I can show it to you. It is only a round container that has 2.4 centimeters in 8, and inside a diameter of 13 centimeters, and outside obviously the same wall pattern you have seen on the stair. the movement will not be inside of this, the motor will be inside of this little thing here. Let me try to check if the motor still works. Yes, it works. You aren't seeing anything, but if I place, as I always do, a reference, a little flag, and if I keep the flag there, you are seeing that the flag is turning around, guys, okay? This is, oops, nope, I should have used a less deep flag, sorry guys. Let me just have a little shorter flag, like this, and let me add the flag on the top. Once again, this flag will now turn correctly around. This is the minimum at 3 volt, and right now I don't know if it will be enough or not, but you are seeing that the flag is turning very slowly, but it is turning. Okay guys, you want to check at 6 volt? Okay, let me check at 6 volts. I simply need to change the voltage on the multi-switch AC adapter from 3 volt to 6 volts. Now it is the double. Now it is the double. And now the flag is going double, okay, and so on up until 12 volt. But I don't think this is a good speed for what I have in mind. I should go at 3 volt. Anyway, this will make something turn around, rotate. We are there and no problem. So I also modeled a top that will fit with the little connector I have. I don't remember if it is down or up. That is inside and the other one is outside, like that, and this will be placed inside like that. Okay, so now I have two problems. I need to fix the motor there where I have marked the middle, trying to get the center as centered as possible, like that. It's not perfect, it's not precise, but it isn't the moment of doing a precise thing with this. Simple paper, simple sandpaper, it is a little less than my model, but I will not have a problem with it. I will mark the center. It is there, the center. Okay, and then I will do something strange, guys. I will do something like this. This way, and then this way, okay? And I will try to get as in the middle as possible, okay? Keeping in mind that for me this point here is the plain middle of the shaft, that is that shaft there. But this will allow me to move the motor and avoid the top of the rotor to hit against the walls. Let me take some double-sided tape. Okay, I will not use only this double-sided tape to fix it, but I will use it to move it around and check if I can go or where I can go. Or maybe I will use some better double-sided tape. Let me check like that. No, you can see that it is not in the middle. That is the difficulty is there to get these in the middle. And I also have the wire, so I will need to make a hole. Okay guys, so I will add a little hole. Sorry for the noise. Let me reduce the speed. Okay, more than enough. More than enough. Positive to the right, negative to the left. And now they will fit in there. Yes, but it is the opposite. It is this way. So negative is black, obviously, and positive is red. There and there. Now I will not have problems of the wire getting there. The one I used is this one. Let me check. Why isn't it turning? Because the hole is already gone. That's the problem with styrofoam. Okay, let me go. This way. It's already gone too far, the hole is already too big right now, and not like that. Okay, change of plan. Okay guys, I will change my plan. I will try another solution because is not possible. I will use this double-sided tape, maybe a little longer, it is better, that it is an absolutely powerful double-sided tape. It will sustain more than 10 kilograms of force. I used this many times, even for assembling some shelves, etc. And it is so powerful. A black double-sided tape. Outside, inside. Like that. Now it is simply a matter of like that. Let me check. Good. Good. Let me add some I should have done it before. Like that. Okay. Don't go over that. It is turning smoothly. Let me fix the top here, maybe with some resin that I can remove at the end of the season. I will not damage anything, so in order to avoid the stuff going through the top or the bottom, if you want, of this, I need to get some resin there. Okay, the UV lamp is ready. I will fill just the inside here. Let me start. with this, then another layer. Like that. Quickly done, some seconds. And the third layer up until I feel the gap. Like that. Last layer, some seconds, no more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No more than that. Yes. And let me check if it supports some weight. Let me be bold and have this. That is how much when filled. How it is 1 kilogram. The content here. What is the content? 750. Let me check if it turns. Yes, it turns. And this is already heavier than what I have in mind. But for me, this is too quick. I will switch back to 3 volts. And use it at 3 volts. Okay, much better. So this electric motor is very powerful, as I already told you last season. And also this double-sided tape, it is a very well-known brand. Okay, I will not I will not tell you the brand, but it is known for its strength. Okay, it works, guys, no problem. And it is powerful. Okay, you will see this in action in the last minute in the final recap. Let me get doing some other things I don't know right now. Final recap of part 9 of the 2025 season, and I am starting from the train, guys. And it has been a long adventure to fix everything and to get the right combinations of cars, trying to get everything almost horizontal, avoiding derailments, avoiding cars detachments, etc. So 1 locomotive, 1 tender, 1 low side gondola, 1 car, 2 car, 3 car, 4 car, 5 with a freight car, and another high side gondola there. So if I counted correctly, there is a loco, 2, 3 with the low side gondola, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wagons with the last gondola. Some need to be repainted because I can't leave the freight car like that and the high side gondola like that, nor the tender and the low side gondola. Maybe the cars, yes, and the one it is a combined car, the others are a passenger's car. Maybe yes, because they are from a Thomas Kincaid set. I can approach more closely if you want. They are from a Thomas Kincaid set, so I can maybe leave them like that. Maybe not the roof, because I don't have anything attracting the attention with some powerful colors. Maybe I will use the 2 gondolas and the freight car with plain vivid colors. Here it is what happens when you have the train coming towards you, and the 2 rings doesn't cause any problems at all, nor the fact that I have there a parallel straight section, and the train will come here and goes up from the other side, guys. Okay, let me get some distance here. Maybe I can also show you from the other side. And having 9 cars there, it had movements to the train. Those one are already straight, those one still need to finish the curves. First time ever I use so much cars and gondolas, and obviously the loco and the tender are mandatory, but I never use so much wagons, so much cars for my trains, and it is rolling smoothly. I think I had no derailments at all up until now. The secret was to use all along the ring, not the standard tracks, those one, guys, but I used some flexible tracks, avoiding junctions between the track. If you observe here, I have no junctions here in this section here. Yes, because I started a second flex from this point, but this point was already over the main problematic point, that was this one, already going towards a straight side. So 2 flexible 19 centimeters tracks here for this ring here, and the equivalent for the other ring, that they aren't exactly the same, exactly specular, and but the train is there. Forgot the shell of the locomotive because I will modify it. All the cars are lighted inside. This one I never used, but I have there since 2015, I think. And I'm not using my standard train set. My standard train set, that is the Norman Rockwell 2 cars, 2 gondolas, and a tender and a locomotive, because I wanted to try something new, some new cars, etc. But guys, the train is continuing flowing correctly everywhere. Okay, so let me switch to something else. The wall, guys, here is completed. Okay, and the last part is this little one. I have just a little space, but I can't avoid it. This is, guys, the look I wanted to have here. It is not complete, it is far from being complete. I simply added the fences, some cobblestones, paper, a pair of benches, the tea shop from Department 56, it is from 2011. Then the Wilson and Sons bookstore there that I acquired the last season, and it is vintage, guys, because I can show you, and it is absolutely vintage, 2005. Okay, so but I love this building, it is interesting, etc. There, Norma's Christmas Boutique, and I will continue this level, getting up there with some stairs, and also getting some more elevation behind those 2 buildings, guys. If you are wondering and it is time to show you something more, I will need 2 hands, but no, I will not use a bottle of glue there, but let me remove this one. And let me add something I've made during the off seasons, the off season, and I made this little thing here. The set of the motor is set to the lowest possible 3 volts, and I don't think that will be bad for that. It took me a week to model that, and it is 3D printed with the resin printer, not the filament printer as the other things, as the stairs, etc. That is the resin printer, and I used some very pricey. I was saying I used some priceless, almost priceless colors there that are very, very, very shiny, very, very metallic for the decoration, and I never used a little angel for the topping of the of a Christmas tree. Instead of using the standard golden star or illuminated star, I used a little angel that you can see there. Then gold, metallic red, metallic yellow, blue, etc. I think that getting around, because it's not symmetrical, has a good place there once everything will be painted, and once I added also something more inside that corner. Surely those 3 buildings will be present in this season, in this 2025 season final video. Maybe not in that positions, but I am starting to add the more interesting buildings of my collections, even if there the windows is a little banded, etc. But that was Lemax in the beginning, 2005, 2018. This is 2011, but from Department 56. I hope to find some decent buildings, at least one building to add from this season collection from Lemax. I hope so. In porcelain they haven't produced so much. But here I had to modify the big long house. Now it is there, longing this side that will get to something. I will start to think about it in the next 3 or 4 days there. So maybe I should modify a little, because I can't have a building in the corner there. I should start modify a little something. I have no space at all to go towards the left, but that is the minimum distance, and here I have more space to add. Maybe it will be useful to incorporate the main street there with the stairs, but right now I don't know. It can't be finished on this soon. It can be finished the first days of September, my Christmas village. I was there with the additional buildings. I just finished 3D printing the roof of this building, guys. I made a trick. If I compare the 2 buildings, guys, they are almost the same in some parts. The ground floor, it is what they differentiate. Then I added one more windows for this one, etc. I've also added some pattern in the bricks there. From behind they are almost the same, guys, okay, exception for the pipe. A little trick to not have to do intensive hours of modeling, and anyway this building will be placed far from that one, and it gives also continuity to this street here, and so on. Maybe I will not have the curve here, so I will have to eliminate this building. Right now I don't know, guys, sincerely. And maybe continuing the main street up until here, but it is all in the evolution. I have placed the nails on the base of the pillars there. Maybe I will have to modify the alignment of those two pillars a little more, but right now I don't know. And the train, guys, is continuing to roll on the tracks without a single problem. It has made at least 20 turns around, at least, guys. I don't think I will use a quicker speed, okay? I will still need to get the train station behind everything, and most of those pillars will be hidden by what I have here. I have some more space there to continue this lateral side and adding, but that, as I already told you, will be reserved to the Lemax collection, okay? Lemax / Department 56 collection. I have made this during March, April, I don't remember. Maybe the presents packages are over-dimensioned, but it is intended, guys. These should be attracted. Big presents, big boxes for everyone, and then some other things I will add here. Obviously the fences will need to be painted as the ones from the last season, with a mix of black and iridescent silver. And so I will get on. I cannot avoid having Nora's Christmas Boutique. It is one of my top buildings, and that one, and by the way, this is a US import because it wasn't sold in Europe. So this is, I ordered it from the Netherlands, but it was a US import. They never put it on the market in Europe, but guys, in 2005 Lemax / Lemax was not even mentioned anywhere here in Europe, okay? I will continue with some more buildings there. Then yes, you are right, I will need to start painting something, and here I haven't added anything this week from this side here. I have many tasks still open, but you know that I function this way, and you have seen during my tests that the tender from that set, maybe I can show you the tender from that set, that it is here. That is the Thomas Kincaid Christmas Express tender for that locomotive, guys. I couldn't use it because it caused some detachments. Obviously this is not fresh new, guys. I bought these on eBay from the US, etc. I think in by the end of last season, because it was so interesting, the price, but I had to modify the connectors between the trains, and this one is a little defective. The spring doesn't work correctly, so it caused repeatedly disconnections from the rest of the train set. I certainly will need to change the Mark II type connector there, but I used the last ones I had in stock for all the wagons. I had to change for 1, 2, 3 and 4 wagons cars. All the connecting connectors, sorry guys, and because they were all faulty. That's something that the seller didn't mention it, and from the pictures it was impossible to realize, but they were absolutely faulty, everyone. Not even one of those wagons cars was able to connect to other cars, so I had to replace them. But Bachmann is well known because that set is from Hawthorne, but it is produced by Bachmann Trains, by US Bachmann Trains. So ON30 as always has all my trains because they fit together. So I had to use another tender from another loco that I simply have a black Colorado and Southern locomotive, and the tender I simply have that one. Then I have my original train set, the one I painted myself, that it is the Norman Rockwell train set. Then I have a couple more, maybe 3 more set of locomotive and tender. I still have one yellow car from my original train set I have modified, but I couldn't get it there. I could have, but 10 wagons with those 2 rings was too much to support for one locomotive that is not DCC. It is analogic, it's not a DCC, so it's old school locomotive, not digital locomotive, numeric digital locomotive. What else, guys? Nothing, but for me, allow me to say it is a huge achievement to get it like that. Believe me, in the past I had so many derailments with those trains. This time I seem to have got almost everything correctly. I don't know right now if I will add some ballast there. I still don't know. And the track joiner there, you are seeing there, even if there aren't 2 tracks to join, I used them to fix the tracks onto the support with the double-sided tape you have seen me using for the rotor there that supports the no more the PVA glue bottle, but the first Christmas tree of this season. Yes, you are correct. I haven't used so many Christmas trees during the years in my villages. Let me start by this one that I love sincerely, and the ornaments are balls, are everything I could imagine, guirlands, etc. I miss something maybe, but it is, for me, it is balanced like that. And the colors, there are colors for everyone: pink, blue, yellow, green, colors for everyone. 17.5 centimeters tall, 13 almost 14 centimeters in diameter there. And then maybe it isn't the right spot, but I also have that right spot. It is urgent that I modify somehow the main street there. I cannot go towards the left, I can now go towards the right. There is the right spot, and I still needed to identify what else to have here. And all along this wall I can add some more buildings there. So I will find space for everything, I think. Maybe, but I don't know right now. I needed to figure out something strange for the inside there, a market, something like that. Strange, yes. Different from standard building for the center there. And don't worry about the street lamps, because here I have the holes for the 2 street lamps from each side, in order not to have any street lamp on this level, but those ones will be illuminating even the Christmas tree. And the train is still rolling, guys, no problem. Okay, it is there. Now maybe I will park it behind everything. And I even moved many times the structure front and back during the past days, and I hadn't a single problem with the tracks, but I moved everything after I placed the nails there. The train is almost out from the curve, so I will stop it right now like that. It has been an intensive test. It is rolling smoothless. Very smooth, sorry, not smoothless, very smooth. I don't know if I needed to interchange red, green, or going to green and to red, but the problem is I don't have a green combined car from that set. The set I bought came with the locomotive, the tender, and those 4 wagons, nothing more. I know that this set has between 10 and 12 pieces, maybe 13 if I count the locomotive and the tender that they count just for 1 piece, but I couldn't find it. Maybe in the next days. But guys, 12 cars, impossible to make them roll on that layout with all the curves, etc. And you can see from the joining there, guys, that the 2 rings are somehow different. I still need to paint in the corner there because I have some white spot, but they are different in somehow. And I was seriously concerned by this side here, guys, completely without support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from this side. It is entirely reposing on those supports there. But it works, guys, it works. And those ones, maybe I need to replace them. Without the connectors, it is awful to look at. And this one, voila, it will be like that. That's all, guys. I don't know, maybe you don't like this, but it is something different for me. Old school with new school. See you for the outro, guys. Mais bien sûr, si vous le désirez, vous pouvez essayer. Je ne vous assure pas qu'il ne soit pas dangereux quand même. Sometimes she wants to ride the rotor under the Christmas tree. It's a little too dangerous, beaucoup trop dangereux. But if she want, she could. If you want, you could try. By the way, the rotor, it's not always possible to get a plan A working. I'm referring to the fact that I had in mind another solution to fix the motor inside the base of the rotor, but I had to switch plans. So it wasn't fair to hide that fact. Not always and not all my plan A works. I needed to switch it to plan B, but plan B now is working. So why not? Why not a plan B? Sometimes I also need a plan C, plan D, plan E, sometimes even plan Y, but I'm not there yet. The train, guys, up to you to say something, but I don't think I will change anything about that configuration except for adding some props on top of the connectors, on top of the pillars, then painting some more corners, etc. But the configuration of the train will be and that one. New adventure started, new task started for the center, and I will go like that. I don't think right now that the buildings, that the Lemax/Limax buildings I will add there will be not in harmony with the others, but I still need to judge because I needed to paint a lot of things. 100 hours minimum of painting time for all that is right now on the layout. That is the starting point. Another twin stair, another giant structure you have seen me placing there, and I know, I'm crazy. I'm always complaining about lack of space, but if I continue adding giant structure, it's not fair that I continue to complain about that. The new small buildings, now you know some of my tricks in order to multiply the buildings, just modifying some little details, but when I have to mass produce such amount of buildings for a season, allow me to do that. And I'm still missing so much more things to complete this new season. Right now, a strange idea in the last 20 to 30 minutes come to me for the center of this ring. The other one, no, because it is condemned by the fact that I have no space at all. But this one, I'm starting to have my dark side, not dark as past seasons, don't worry. Dark side getting me some crazy idea to add there in the middle of the ring. I will need to fight against myself in the next 2 days minimum to try to get it okay, or no, it's not okay. But who knows, guys? The rest is always up to you. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment and give big thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing my absolutely awful English, especially because I forgot that the connectors between the trains, between the wagons, between the cars are called couplers, guys. And see you for part 10, but only if you forgive me and only if you really wish. Bye, au revoir, salut, ciao, auf Wiedersehen.